The swift skein winder is the traditional tool for handling skeins of yarns. As a skein winder, it is used to create skeins from coned yarn as required for dyeing. As a swift, it supports skeins when the yarn is made into a ball. The Lassie Swift skein winder consists of a clamp with a large clamping screw and a small shaft locking screw, a center shaft, a spoke cage, which expands and contracts to fit the yarn that you will be using. The spokes are held in place by a bottom spoke support with a large hole and a top spoke support with a small hole, a removable top knob, and a winder assembly. Installation requires no tools. Insert the shaft through the cage through the large hole. Place the winder assembly on the center support so the projecting pegs in the plate fall into two of the slots on the top spoke support. Place the top knob, securing the assembly in place while still allowing the spoke cage to rotate. Using the long wood screw, secure the clamp block to the edge of a table or other horizontal surface. Place the center shaft through the horizontal hole in the clamp and the short wood screw into the top threaded hole without tightening it. Cage adjustment is accomplished by sliding the center shaft in or out of the clamp block and then securing it with a small wood screw. The horizontal position of the shaft is ideal for winding or unwinding, as it automatically centers and maintains the skein at the center of the cage with no tendency to slide off, and as a skein winder, the winding handle is directly in front of the user. Unique with this swift winder is that the position of the cage is automatically maintained adjacent to the support, maximizing stability of the unit when winding on or off. The cage is adjustable to handle any skein up to 60 inches. A skein is typically formed in a coil with the beginning and end tied together in a figure-8 fashion through the coil. Additional figure-8 ties are generally added to avoid tangling of the yarn. Do not remove any ties until the skein is placed on the spoke cage and the cage secured in open position. Put the tied skein around both your arms in an untangled loop and stretch it by gently pulsing your arms. With the spokes collapsed, the center rod pulled outward, lay the skein onto the center of the spokes. Open the spoke cage by pulling out the spokes while pushing the center support through the hole in the clamp, opening the cage to its maximum if constrained only by the skein of yarn. Tighten the cage screw, securing this position. Adjust the skein as necessary so the threads are parallel and not crossed. Remove all the accessory ties. Finally, undo the tie formed by the beginning and end of the skein. Determine which end lies on top and pull a couple of... The skein can now be converted into a more practical ball form by using a mechanical winder. Making a skein. Position and secure the center support for the desired skein size. For a specific size, make a loop of cord the desired size and place it over the spokes. Open the spoke cage till the loop is in tension and secure with the cage screw. This is very useful if counting the length of yarn. Equal yard skeins can be made by the number of turns. You can now wind your skein of yarn. This is very useful if you're going to be doing dyeing or if you just want to keep the yarn in a relaxed state. Before removing your skein, find the beginning and end, cross it, and then go through the skein so you have a figure-8 tie, and this will keep your skein from tangling once removed from the frame. To remove the skein, loosen the cage screw and pull the center port outward, letting the spoke cage collapse, and just remove the skein.